63 years old, and I've had multiple sclerosis since I was a child, though I didn't know it then. And I am 43 years sober, and for several of those years I lived in my car while running an Alano Club. In case some of you don't know, an Alano Club is a place where they have Alcoholics Anonymous meetings along with other recovery meetings. There were also several other kinds of meetings there. And the name of this episode is Don't Waste Your Life. And I want to tell you some of the things that I've discovered in reflecting about my life. Because I don't want you to waste yours, because you're important. So after I was priced out of the housing market and living in my car, I felt really ashamed. I wasn't living up to the ideals of I didn't think I was where I should be at that point in my life. I was also not well. I'm still not well. And those things made me feel like I wasn't worthy compared to other people. I was less than. These weren't things that I thought consciously on a regular basis. These were things that I operated on deep down inside. I realized something profound, actually, while I was living in the car, and that was that my intrinsic worth, nor anyone else's, was based on things like where I lived, including if I lived in my car, or my health status, or any of the things that I had been taught by society made a person of value. It was actually my shame of who I thought I was or wasn't that kept me really from really living fully in the moment. I was constantly in a state of feeling less than. And I wasn't living in the present. I was living in the past, what I should have done, or in the future, where I would live once I had a place to live, once I was well, which I still am not. And one day I actually just started living. And what I mean by that is I was living in the moment. I remember one day I was at the Social Security office, and I'm not sure exactly why I was there. I think I needed to get a letter. But at any rate, I was there in the Social Security office, and there was a couple there. I later heard they were very famous on Venice Beach, but it was a couple, and it was a very thin, frail, elderly white woman, and a very large, young, handsome black man, and they were a couple. And these two people, and they were there to get something at Social Security, and these two people were genuinely just enthralled with each other. They were looking, beaming at each other with such incredible love. It was palpable. I think it changed the mood of the entire Social Security office. We were cramped. It was summertime. I remember in my case, I was very hungry, and I was very tired and very weak, and I didn't have any money, and I didn't know if I was going to get to eat later that day. And so, I really didn't have any reason to feel good. Uh, but I became enthralled with these two people who were enthralled with each other. I could just feel their love, and they were such different sorts of people in their earth suits, but they were clearly very much in love. And it was, I don't know, it was contrary to the way we think in society things are supposed to be. And yet these two people were just magical in their feelings for one another. It was truly a beautiful moment. It was several moments. And by the time I got up to speak to the woman who was at the Social Security window, I was in such a great mood, and, and so was she. It was really wonderful. And the thing is that in each and every moment, sometimes, you have I know myself, I've had moments in which I've realized very painful things, ways in which I've been that I wasn't happy with. That I'd like to go back and change things. But, of course you can't. You have to go and make amends to the best of your ability. Um, but even those moments when I was willing to go to the end of that mood and to experience it and not run away from it, I realized what a what a huge sort of energy release came from getting to the bottom of things I didn't allow myself to go all the way with. Um, so I just want to talk a little bit about that here and not wasting time waiting for circumstances to change, not waiting. I used to always wait and think, well, when this happens or that happens. And the truth of the matter is, I know that when certain things have happened, like when I got housing, well, initially I was absolutely thrilled that I was now indoors and I didn't have to go 6 or 7 times during the night into the Ralph's grocery store or into the Norm's restaurant to use the bathroom. Because of my MS, I have to use the restroom a lot. So it was wonderful, and I could, you know, it was really nice to have a place to live, and uh, but it didn't make me happy. The things that have made me happy have been my contacts with other people, um, and the contacts with the parts of myself and bringing them back together. Um, it's amazing. They say that, people who win the lottery, 6 months after they win the lottery, they're at the same happiness level they were prior to winning the lottery. And of course, I'm not saying that if you're completely broke and you need to eat, money will make you happier because it's really nice to eat when you don't have any money. But uh, there are much much deeper things that really do make the difference. So I was always waiting to start, and I've been sitting here for several years now, since the pandemic, uh, really not getting out that much uh, because of my health. I have to be careful. And because it's very difficult here, I can only really drive in the morning, and I can't stay out very long, just enough really to go to the grocery store and be safe in my driving home. And I realized there's an opportunity here on the internet to form a community. And I'm not going to waste my life anymore. And I'm hoping that you'll join me. I realize now that I really didn't need any permission to start again. Um, the only permission that I really needed was my own, and that spark that lives inside of each of us, and speaks sometimes in the quiet. Sometimes it's buried, um, and sometimes I've been too defensive or full of fear, really, to be in touch with that piece of myself that's so alive and is in each of us. Um, and it really changes everything because that is the essence of who I am, the essence that you are. What area of your life are you starting over or want to start over? Hit the like button. It helps to share this video to other people. Start messy, start afraid. Just go ahead. Wherever you are, let's go ahead